agenda. There are no public appearances or hearings that I'm aware of, unless there are any hiding out there, which there's not. Then I'm looking for a reading and approval of the minutes from the May 12th, 2025 Village Board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments, or concerns with those minutes? All right, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, approval of various licenses, the annual alcohol licenses. You wanna go first, or? I have a couple things to say about it, so you can either go first, or
I just want to recuse myself of this alcohol license approval.
Okay. Thank you for that, Troy. I first want to start with, there was an alcohol license applied for that is in our packet that is now being withdrawn. So EW, which is going to be announcing their name change, can I say that, Donna, soon, shortly? They will be announcing their name change, but they're still currently EW. After many weeks and maybe months of frustrating but productive conversation, is that an okay way to say that, Donna?
That's fair.
The decision has been made to withdraw for their Class B license. So we will not be approving that tonight, even though it's in your packet. And then just a quick heads up, that item will dovetail into item number 3 on our agenda. So we will approach that when we get to item number 3 of new business. That being said, our legal counsel, Todd Terry, is going to take a quick moment and run over 3 of the applicant's license. I asked him some pertinent questions regarding the approval of the licenses, and I wanted him to give you a quick synopsis of his recommendation on those issues.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just briefly, I mean, once a liquor license is issued in the state of Wisconsin, it attaches a property right. So what's before you tonight are all renewals. So even to non-renew somebody, it requires a due process hearing, order to show cause, whatever you will. So there are 3 licenses before you tonight, 2 that the locations have unpaid real estate taxes, and I believe potentially unpaid utilities that with our process show up on the tax bill. It's my recommendation. Those 2 properties are Mary's Diamond Corp and Uncle Harry's Premium Frozen Dairy. It's my recommendation, I don't think you have any other choice, but to approve those licenses tonight, subject to further proceedings, either revocation hearing or an order to show cause or something similar. The third one, where there are potentially some issues hanging out there, is H&A Wisconsin LLC, doing business as Waterford Liquor. There have been some citations just recently issued and some inspection violations from the Department of Revenue. Again, that is an existing license, and it's not only my recommendation, but I think you're bound to renew that tonight. Again, subject to further proceedings, be it a revocation hearing or an order to show cause or something similar.
All right, thank you for that, Todd. Are any questions for Todd while he's on the topic of?
No, it sounds to me like if there's a revocation hearing, then this would get brought back and
Absolutely.
handle it under that outcome of that revocation hearing, and not really go case by case tonight, just blanket approve them all because we're bound to do so.
Absolutely, you can blanket approve them. I think it was just a heads up there in case there was any question as to potentially those 3 or others in similar circumstances. I'm not aware of any.
Yeah, and that was the plan all along, Bob. I just wanted it full transparency for the public to know. We're trying to follow the code to the code, and these individuals who are applying have those rights, and they will need to address those situations. Otherwise, they will have repercussions of losing their license. So, any other questions or comments on any of those licenses? Rachel?
Also, the application being submitted?
Let's just track it all together.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else on that, I'm looking for a motion to approve the annual liquor licenses.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, any other questions, comments, concerns? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for that clarification, Todd.
You got it?
All right, moving on to reports of the department heads. Anything from DPW?
Reports in the packet.
Okay. Mike from Parks?
It's in the packet. If you have any questions, I'll do it.
All right, I do not see the fire chief. Our clerk Rachel, I know you have nothing. Administrator is out of town. All right, we have no review or confirmation of committees or appointments this month. We hope to have more next month. That is the plan. No swearing in of public officers. So report of standing committees. Explore Waterford's on here. Donna, you have anything else you want to say, or you want to just rally one more time for volunteers?
I would love some more volunteers, please.
I
I'm
think that's
rallying for that.
Okay, I think that's a great
Go
idea.
dunk tanks, you'll be fine.
I don't see anything from RCEDC, Southwestern Wisconsin River Commission, Central Racine County Board of Health, Western County Sewage District.
Nothing to report.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Library Board?
Well, Board of Health,
Oh, did I skip Board of Health? I'm sorry.
just a reminder that, it is, Awareness Month for men to deal with their feelings and not be ashamed if they need help. So, that's what it is. That's all I have for the Board of Health.
Well, I think that's actually a sign from somewhere for everybody here that all of us men in this room, in this community, can work on our feelings and emotions. Let's talk about it. Let's set a date and all talk about it. I think that's great. Okay.
Library Board has kicked off summer reading program and are in the process of reviewing applicants for a new director.
Excellent. All right, WWMD, I don't think, no. Restaurant, okay. Then moving on to new business. Item number 1 is the discussion on resolution 1032-060924, compliance maintenance annual report, and then we will consider an appropriate motion for action. Rick, is there anything you want to talk about this?
No, this is our
Yeah.
annual self-reporting report from the DNR.
Yep, yearly self-reporting. We do it every year.
Right.
I am going to, for everybody here, I'm going to read through the full resolution, so bear with me before we make a motion, okay? So resolution number 1032-060925, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources Compliance Maintenance Resolution. Whereas it is a requirement under a Wisconsin pollutant discharge elimination system permit issued by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to file a compliance maintenance annual report for its wastewater collection system under Wisconsin Administration Code NR 208. Whereas it is necessary to acknowledge that the governing body has reviewed the compliance maintenance annual report. Whereas it is necessary to provide recommendations or an action response plan for all individual compliance maintenance annual reports, sections, grades of C or less. Be it therefore resolved by the Village of Waterford, the following recommendations or actions will be taken to address or correct problems, deficiencies of the wastewater treatment or collection system as identified in the compliance maintenance annual report. None. There are none. So I'm looking for a motion to pass resolution.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution 1032-060924.
I'll second.
All right, having a motion and a second. Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
I have one concern. I think we did great. We've got a GPA of 4.0 and all A's on our report card, so very happy.
Thank you for sharing your feelings, Trustee Nash. Appreciate that.
I've got more.
I know you do. That's good. No, I agree with that. I didn't want to dive into that, but looking through the report that's provided in your packet and out there for the public to see, it's very impressive. So, thank you for everything you do for that too, Rick. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The resolution carries. Moving on to number 2, discussion on resolution 1033-060925, amending the 2025 budget and consider an appropriate motion for action. This is pretty straightforward. Mike, I may ask you to chat briefly about Greg and the parks. We need to do this to address a couple of employment positions. Our deputy treasurer, Andrea, who is doing a wonderful job. I've gotten to get to know her working in the office here the last month and a half or so, is going to be moving to full-time to fill a retirement that is anticipated at the end of the year in our office. We wanted to get this set now and get this prepared so she feels comfortable that the training and the hours she's putting in, she'll be ready to go and garner her full-time employment. So that is listed under the item number 2 that I'll read shortly. Item number 1 on there is an addition to full-time in the Parks Department. Mike, if you would like to quickly just say a couple words on that. I will just add quickly, the gentleman that's going to be converted to full-time, Greg, I've gotten to get to know him the last month and a half as well. And along with Andrea, he will be an extremely huge asset to the Village of Waterford.
Yeah, completely. He has a lot of skills that we can do a lot of stuff in-house. Between him and I, between my background and his background, we can accomplish a lot of things, save a lot of money, and do extremely quality work for the village. He loves the outdoors, the park, and we're getting by, and he's gonna put us to the point where we're gonna be doing great things.
Yeah.
Where we can just get beyond just keeping things afloat, especially with all the facilities, not just parks. A library, there's stuff falling apart all the time, and having Greg is gonna be a great asset to help me keep this stuff afloat. So it's a lot of facilities and parks, so.
Absolutely
Questions,
agree.
Greg, let me know.
Okay, I appreciate you sharing that.
Sure.
So I'm going to also read this resolution, and then we'll go from there. The Village of Waterford, Wisconsin, resolution number 1033-060925, 2025 budget amendment. A resolution amending the 2025 budget of the Village of Waterford in Racine County, Wisconsin, adopted by 2/3 majority vote of the entire membership of the Village Board. Whereas the 2025 budget did not include a conversion of a part-time DPW employee to full-time DPW position, and whereas in preparation for an upcoming retirement to convert a part-time employee to full-time status in September of 2025, and it be resolved that the 2025 budget be amended to transition a current part-time parks position to a full-time position, increasing the wages and benefits by $29,353. And be it resolved that the 2025 budget be amended to transition a current part-time deputy treasurer to a full-time position, increasing the wages and benefits by $28,305. I am looking for a motion to approve this resolution and get these individuals what they need to be doing to help the village as a whole.
So moved. I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any other conversation, comments, or questions?
Where are you taking this from?
That'll probably come from just the reserve in the moment till we can figure out where else it would need to come from or what we're gonna plan for next year. Budget process starts this month, so that is the plan as of now.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Sorry, roll call vote then.
Yep.
Nash,
Aye.
Goldammer,
Aye.
Holnow,
Aye.
Jasty.
Aye.
McReynolds,
Aye.
Hubert.
Aye. All right, the resolution passes. Moving on to item number 3, the discussion on the lease to explore Waterford of the Green Shed and 10 Club Park. Like I said earlier, with the approval of the annual liquor license, since EW has chosen to withdraw their application for a Class B liquor license, item number 3 no longer is truly needed. So I would like to make a motion to table the conversation as it may come back up for conversation later this year or next year. So that is what I am looking for.
I'll second. We need a specific date though, don't we?
If you want to make that date, you can, and if that date comes and we have nothing, we can just bring it forward. If there is nothing, I don't want to close the door on the discussion. It's just not going to happen right now.
We'll make it for the December of this year,
Okay.
2025. 6 months.
Okay, we will revisit this conversation of a lease in December 2025, which actually probably coincides correctly, I would think. So that's actually a great date. Having a motion and do we have a second?
I seconded, but I'll amend my second.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions, comments? All in favor of tabling the discussion until December of 2025?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. I want to thank everybody for a wonderful Monday evening here, a week later. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Everybody have a great night.